Hey guys, Michael from Copper vs Glass, and in today's video we're taking a look at some awesome accessories for the Google Home line of devices with the Home Hub and also these two Google Home Minis, so let's take a look. And this video has been brought to you by an awesome company called Kiwi, who do some really great accessories for the Google Home line of devices. So first up we have the Kiwi G1. Now this is basically a magnetic wall mount for your Google Home Mini. So as you can see here, the actual plug for the Google Home Mini wraps really nicely around this silicone end here, as you can see here, allowing you to very easily plug it into a wall and then plug the power straight into the Google Home Mini itself. You've then also got this silicone outline here, which actually has a magnet in the bottom as well, which we'll get onto in just a moment. Now it does have to get lined up pretty nicely because you do have to have the power in as well, but you can also see that you can easily access the mute switch as well, and then just like that, once I turn it around to have the power facing downwards, you can see then that it is magnetized to the actual brick itself. So again, this is going to allow you to basically plug it in anywhere where you've got a wall outlet. Now this is awesome for if you want to have a Google Home in the kitchen, for example, so you want to keep it off to the side, you don't really want it touching anything in that kitchen environment, but it still allows you to play music pretty much anywhere within your property. Now this can be had in light grey and also dark grey, and comes in at only $11.99, and like everything else is linked in the video description down below. Next up, and probably my personal favourite, is the Kiwi G1. Now this is a really awesome battery base. It's going to come in orange, light grey and also dark grey, and it's very simple to use. Once you plug in the micro USB to the back, everything fits in very nicely, and then the silicone does come around the edge, as you can see here, and around the back, if you look just here, you're going to have a pass-through for power, so that's really awesome to see in regards to charging the battery base while still being able to use the Google Home. And then you've got the on button, which has these lights at the front here, which is then going to indicate 25, 50, 75 and 100% in regards to the battery capacity. Now the battery itself is 7,800 milliamp hours, so that's going to allow you to be using it for around 16 hours constantly and have a standby of around 24 hours, and then charging it from 0 to 100% is going to take only around 8 hours to do. So as you can see here, it's a really nice contained unit. You can see here that it is powered on with nothing plugged into it whatsoever, so it's pretty much working as intended. I'm just going to give it a quick command now, as you can see. So again, you can see here that it works perfectly fine, no issues whatsoever. And again, the way that it's actually put into the silicone means that you can still access the volume as well. It does have a nice weight to it, as you can see here. So again, it's not all too heavy, but then again, it's not too light. And the fact that it does have this really nice grippy silicone material means you can pretty much put it anywhere. It even has a hole for a lanyard as well. Now, one thing that I would say is you do actually have to take it out to access the mute switch, but that's not really too much of a problem. All you basically need to do is just pull it on the side, as you can see just here, and then it's just going to pop straight out. You can then unplug it very easily, and again, taking this out and about and just in general putting it around the house is a real lifesaver if you want to have some music in pretty much every room in your home. And then lastly, we have the Kiwi G4 wall mount. Now this is made for the Google Home Hub, or the Nest Hub as it is now known, and this is going to fit the original model, which is around 7 inches or so. It's not unfortunately going to fit the newer 10-inch model that's recently been coming out. Now one thing that I would say is this one doesn't have any fancy bells and whistles about it whatsoever. It's basically just a wall mount for your Google Home Hub. Now it's very simple, as you can see. It does have a really nice look to it as well, and it does also have a pullback silicone bit just here, which is where you're actually going to wrap around the power cable, which I'll show you in just a moment with some of the B-roll that I've taken. Now you do also have a hole for the pass-through for the charger itself, so the silicone itself isn't really going to lift or anything once it's up against the wall, so again, that's really nice to see. Now as you can see here, you do also have a mount section, and you can screw this into the wall if you want a more permanent fixture, or you can just use the 3M adhesive on the back here as well, which again is very sticky. I've not had any issues with it whatsoever. So putting the Google Home Hub in the G4 wall mount is very simple to do, and it basically just uses the weight of the Home Hub just basically to counterbalance so that it's not really going to be falling out. Now this does mean that if you hit it from the bottom, for example, it is going to fall out, but in general it does feel very sturdy, and also the ball mount on the back here is also very strong. So in regards to having a ton of different angles, you've definitely got the option there as well. However, one thing that I would say is there isn't really any way to tighten this. So again, if it is going to get loose over time, I'm not 100% sure how that's going to hold up, but for me it's been working perfectly fine when I've been using it. And again, this is really awesome for maybe a kitchen environment as well, because it has this screen on it if you want to use it for recipes or just in general watching some YouTube while you're doing the dishes, for example, then this is definitely a great option to have. And the G1 battery base can be had for around $29.99, and the G4 wall mount is going for around $17.99, so not too bad when it comes to value either. So that basically means that you can get all of the accessories that I've mentioned in this video for under £50 here in the UK, and as I mentioned, everything is going to be linked in the description down below. So as you can see here with the G4 wall mount, it looks really nicely just here on the tiles in the kitchen, and again this is really awesome for that sort of environment if you're cooking a lot, or you just want to have some entertainment in the kitchen, or in general just a speaker in the kitchen. This is definitely a great option to have. Now again, I'm not too sure how it holds up over time in regards to the actual ball joint itself, but like I mentioned, for me I've not had any issues whatsoever, and it also does feel extremely safe actually having it on the wall itself. I don't really worry that it's going to fall off or anything like that. In regards to actually using the Home Hub, again this thing is very sturdy, so when you're tapping on the screen, pressing anything that you may be on the actual touchscreen itself, it doesn't really move all that much. However, if you do need to move it to get a better angle, then you've got that really stiff ball joint there as well, so again putting it at any angle to make it viewable is again really awesome to see. The G2 wall mount is again really awesome for that kitchen environment, but one thing that I would say is because you can basically set up multi-room now with the Google Home Mini, if you wanted to have these plugged into a ton of different rooms, then again you've got a really nice cheap option to maybe like a Sonos surround sound system where you've got multiple speakers in different rooms. If you wanted to maybe get 2 or 3 Google Homes, again the cost isn't all that much, and then you can get this wall accessory as well, so you can have a really nice multi-room setup with them all plugged in the different rooms. And then the G1 battery base does exactly what it needs to, allowing you to move the Google Home Mini around the house. Now if you guys want to see a full video in regards to how to do a multi-room setup with the Google Home Mini, the Google Home Hub, and also chucking in a Chromecast as well, then be sure to give this video a thumbs up down below. And that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up down below, just below that description there where all of these products are going to be linked. If you're not already subscribed, now is a great time to do so. And if you've got any questions or comments, let me know in the comments section down below or on Twitter at Copper vs Glass. Well, I'm Michael from Copper vs Glass. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.